Welcome. We're jumping right in and we're going to be talking about mindset and the time and effort that you put into your private practice. When you are starting or growing a practice, you're definitely going to need to have the mindset that you need to do your work. Your work is going to look different for everybody. People build their practices in different ways. They have different opportunities, they have different resources, they have different strengths. And based on all of those things, you're going to want to take a look at how you can build and what you need to do in terms of growing and building your practice. So when I say that you have to have a mindset for, the time that you're spending, you really want to think about how do you want to grow your practice? Do you want to do community-based marketing? Despite what a lot of people will tell you, community-based marketing is still a really effective strategy to build your practice. The thing about community-based marketing is that it takes time. There's this sort of general rule of thumb when you're first starting out in private practice is if you want to see 10 clients a week and you only have 2 clients, you want to spend the other 8 hours marketing. You want to spend the other 8 hours building your practice, and you will need to do that in order to build. And so if you're doing a community-based marketing strategy during those other 8 hours, you want to get out there and you want to work, right? You want to set up meetings. You want to drop off business cards. You want to forge relationships. You want to go to networking events, all of those things that are going to make you successful. If you're an introvert, right? And you're like, Amanda, no way, I am not going to any networking event. I want to stay on my couch and be to myself. I'm not handing out business cards. A-okay too. You just need to shift your strategies, and maybe you're going to build a really successful practice based on search engine optimization and being number 1 on Google, right? And how do you do that? Having really good content on your website and writing blog posts and having, links back to your blog posts and linking to other blog posts and, really setting that foundation for search engine optimization so that way people can find you on Google. And when people find you on Google, you are going to build your practice. It's a really, really popular way now. So there's kind of 2 different things that you can do. You can either build your web presence or you can build your community-based presence. And that takes time and effort. And so you have to do these things. You don't have to do any one particular thing. I'm not here to say do these 5 things and you're going to grow no matter what. Everybody's different. Every market's different. Every niche is different, but you need to do your work. You cannot expect to, we've talked about this, hang your shingle and that's it. And people are just going to start coming to you because you have some certification or you just happen to have a pretty website. If you talk to really successful private practice owners, having a pretty website usually doesn't mean much, especially if it's not optimized, and it takes time to optimize it. A lot of people will build a really pretty site initially, and then they'll realize their website just it doesn't convert, it doesn't do what it needs to do. And so then they go in and shift some things to make it just more functional, right? But that takes time. It takes time to listen to podcasts. It takes time to watch these videos. It takes time to do courses. It takes time to work with a coach. Those things take time. And so you need to set yourself up for success. Think about, I've been on this professional athletes kick. If you watched a video earlier this week, I talked about Michael Jordan. I just think about professional athletes, they dedicate so much time to working out, practicing, and perfecting their game. And then the game is the epitome, right? So the epitome of success or the epitome of all of their work, what they're working towards. So think about that. You've got to do a bunch of work. You've got to practice. You've got to, market, forge relationships, do all the foundational work. So when you go to, kind of going up Maslow's hierarchy of needs, when you go to be successful in private practice, you have that foundation. You have the marketing strategies. You have your systems in place. You have your, business structure in place. You have a business plan. You understand your finances. You have all of that. And that takes time. And that cannot be ignored. I know I'm on a little bit of a soapbox today, but it's true. You have to do these things in a way that is authentic for your business, in in a way that works for you, not for what works for the next person. Because what I did may not work for you, and what the next person did may not work for you. But that's why it's really important to work with people. Just surround yourself around people who aren't just going to give you this formula and follow these 3 things, but really make it specific to your particular practice. So I want to take a moment to thank our sponsor, TherapyNotes. If you're looking for an electronic health record that's really full service, that's going to be individualized to you, to your needs of your practice, really helps you be organized around writing notes, sending billing, taking payments. I want you to check out TherapyNotes and their customer service, which is great. You can always pick up a phone and give them a call, and they'll walk you through whatever it is that you need help with. And so let's go back to mindset. So yes, you need to put in the time to building your practice. So I want you to ask yourself, if you're not at where you want to be in your practice, what steps are you going to take to get there? It's really important that you take some steps, you have a plan, you do the things that you need to do to become successful and build that foundation for your private practice. I'm always here answering questions for you about how to build that foundation and to be successful in private practice. I'll see y'all soon. Bye.